As camera flashes flashed at Incheon International Airport, one name once again captured the world's attention. Jungkook, the golden vocalist of BTS. A man known not only for his melodious voice but also for his seemingly destined presence on Earth. That day, the airport atmosphere suddenly transformed into an arena of cheers, tears, and applause as news spread. Jungkook was flying to America. Not just for business but for something far more personal. A journey of the heart to meet Park Jimin, his best friend and stage soulmate who had recently been rumored to want to stay longer in the United States. Jungkook's departure wasn't just the usual routine of a big star moving from one city to another. There was a much deeper meaning behind his steps. As he walked through the airport hallways wearing a simple black hat and a mask that barely covered most of his face, his eyes still shone with something hard to hide: longing. Many said that longing wasn't just for America as a place, but for someone there. Jimin. The phrase "he's a figure who is always present in the world" became a hot topic on social media. The phrase came from a fan site who captured Jungkook walking through the airport, adding the caption that every step Jungkook took seemed to bring a new reason why he was so important, not only to ARMY but also to those closest to him. On many occasions, Jungkook has been described as someone who never appears by chance. His presence brings color, shapes stories, and changes the atmosphere. This time was no different. The trip to America wasn't just a long-haul flight, but also a symbol of his desire to draw closer to something important, which, if left unattended, would create a void. The airport atmosphere that day was filled with a different energy. ARMY filled every corner, carrying banners, posters, and even flowers. Many wrote messages of support: "Safe flight, Jungkook. Bring Jimin back safely." And even loving phrases like "Where Jimin stays, Jungkook follows." Many also shed tears, realizing the depth of the bond between the two BTS members. Security officers attempted to control the crowd, but the camera kept trying to find a way in. Every flash of the camera captured tiny moments: Jungkook's sure steps, the faint smile that appeared behind his mask, and the gentle wave of his hand. All of it was captured, becoming a piece of history that will be remembered forever. The news that Jimin would be staying in America for an extended period surprised many. Initially, the news emerged from entertainment media reports citing sources close to the industry. It was reported that Jimin was considering spending more time in America, not only for music but also for his personal life. The decision raised many questions. Was this part of a larger project? Was Jimin seeking tranquility away from the hustle and bustle of Seoul? Amidst all the question marks, Jungkook's move to America actually added an emotional dimension. Many fans speculated that he didn't want Jimin to feel alone. That beneath all the busyness in the superstar label, there was a simple bond. A longing for a friend, a brother, or even something more. As usual, the media was not idle. Jungkook's every move was analyzed. From the large black suitcase he carried, the casual clothes he wore, to the earphones hanging around his neck, everything became the subject of speculation. Will he stay in America for a long time? Is there a secret agenda with Jimin? Or is it just a short visit? However, beyond all these questions, fans preferred to read this moment with their hearts. Many wrote on social media, "If Jimin decides to stay in America longer, Jungkook will always be by his side." Others added, "He is someone who will definitely be present in the world, not just for us but also for Jimin." One of the most touching moments was when Jungkook paused for a moment at the departure gate. He lowered his head slightly as if in contemplation. No words came out, but the small gesture seemed to speak louder than 1,000 words. Many interpreted it as a prayer or perhaps a promise from his heart, that his journey this time was not just about distance, but about being present in a place where his presence was needed. Meanwhile, in America, Jimin is reportedly enjoying a more relaxed time. Several photos have surfaced showing him strolling leisurely around the city, enjoying the atmosphere without too much attention. However, fans know that beneath that serenity lies a shared longing. And now news that Jungkook will soon be joining him has many armies preparing. They plan to greet him warmly at the airport, carrying posters that read, "Welcome to these Jungkook," and "Together with Jimin again." This story isn't just about a major idol flying across an ocean. It's about genuine human connection, about a presence that distance can't separate. Jimin may have chosen America as a place to stay longer, searching for new meaning in his life. But Jungkook is there to show that he's never truly alone. ARMYs call this moment a story of definitive presence. That on every journey, in every decision, there's always someone who will ensure we never walk alone. And for many, Jungkook has become a symbol of that. When the plane carrying Jungkook finally took off, the world held its breath. No one knew for sure what would happen after he arrived in America. Was he just a short stopover? Or was this the beginning of a new chapter with Jimin there? However, one thing was certain. This story reaffirmed the refrain, he is a figure who is bound to be present in the world. Jungkook's presence was never a coincidence, and his decision to meet Jimin in America was just another proof that there are things bigger than mere schedules or contracts. Namely, a bond of the heart that no one can break. And now the world waited. Waiting for the meeting of two friends, two brothers, two souls who found meaning in each other. Perhaps this was fate that always made Jungkook and Jimin's names inseparable. Not just because they had stood on the same stage, not just because they had struggled together from their trainee days until they became world famous, but because there was something far stronger. A bond that existed beyond definition. When Jimin chose to stay longer in America, many worried that he would feel alienated and alone amidst the hustle and bustle of a different culture. However, Jungkook's move to follow seemed to answer all those concerns. Like a message he wanted to convey without words. As long as I'm here, you'll never truly be alone. The airport, once crowded with cameras, now fell silent as the plane soared through the clouds. But that's precisely where a new story begins. The world awaits, not just news of two superstars, but the story of two people caring for each other, being present for each other, and finding meaning in the vastness of the world. And if there's one sentence that sums it all up, perhaps it's the one a fan site wrote at the beginning of their journey. He's a figure who's definitely present in the world. For ARMY, that sentence isn't just a description of Jungkook, but also a prayer, a hope, and a belief that his presence will always be meaningful. To the stage, to the music, to Jimin, and to every heart that loves him. Now all that remains is time. Time to see how these two names reunite in a foreign land. Time to witness the sincere smiles when longing is finally repaid. And time to believe again that in every journey, there's always a reason why someone must be there. Because Jungkook once again proves that he is not just present in the world, but present for the world.